Welcome back to another Porterverse Workbench showcase. We return to the world of Thomas for two new models. Well, new in air quotes, as both of these models were finished 2 years ago. Yeah, no, it's taking me a long time to get to them. And they are Terrence and Bertie. They're together in this showcase due to their simplicity and how I made them, and also because they both work around / with Thomas. Pretty cool characters. I don't really have any AU lore to share about them, as Bertie's comedy has been covered in a video of its own. And Terrence is basically the same as his visual counterpart. Not much to talk about there. So we'll just jump straight into how I made them in model form. We'll start with Bertie. Bertie was made using his official Bachmann counterpart. I took the whole model apart and then primed the main body shell in gray. I then sprayed Rust-Oleum's Colonial Red on the body. I personally found this to be too dull of a color for Bertie, as he's more of a fun and bright character, and also have a more colorful appearance. I also just like how he looks in the Galena era and later seasons with a bright red livery. And so I stripped the shell of its old paint, and while it's sat in IPA, I sanded down the face. Literally down to the nub, like it was eventually flat. Which I then painted silver. It was solid silver like this for over a year. And then I realized just how terrible it looked. And so I repainted it to like an actual bus front. It's not perfect, and it does wobble due to a peg being broken from initial assembly. But it works. After that, I repainted the body shell in Rust-Oleum's Poppy Red, which is way better in my opinion. It's a lot more vibrant and bright. Perfect for Bertie. I also painted this stripe indents yellow, and then blacked out the windows. One day I might carve out these and give them an actual interior, but at the time of modeling I wasn't sure how to tackle that, so for now they're just blacked out windows. And somehow in the process I also lost the screws that held Bertie together. So he is able to take apart very easily, but at least that the body can hold itself together somewhat. But after a quick reassembly, Bertie was done. I really like how he came out, but I would like to update him at some point. Notably, give him actual windows and interior, and an actual grille front piece that's maybe 3D printed. But at the end of the day, I'm still pretty happy with him. Can't go wrong with Bertie, you know? Now on to, in my opinion, the more interesting model to talk about, Terrence. Terrence is the easiest model ever. And that is not an exaggeration. He actually was. He was so easy to make that I don't have any progress pics of him. Terrence was made using a wicking tractor model I found on eBay. When I first saw this, I knew I had a gem in my hands, as the model itself was already orange and looked pretty much just like him. I'm not kidding, this was a rare find. Once I had the model, all I did was just use an orange paint pen and a black paint pen, and I just painted the front grille black and a couple of bits in orange. And that was it. It took me a whopping 2 minutes to make Terrence from start to finish. Literally the easiest model ever. And that's it, that's just Terrence as he is. Those are my models of Terrence and Bertie. Yeah, I love these characters. I've always liked the road vehicles that Thomas interacted with on his branch line. Really gives him a world of his own to interact with, you know? And soon I eventually plan to make some more non-real characters, and a couple already finished, notably a certain Whirlybird, I guess, but you'll see him pretty soon. Thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all same time next week.